Hey guys, Matthew Lepre here, and again today just a quick training, and I'm going to just cover a complete checklist of everything that you need to know when you're going to start an e-commerce business, especially as a beginner. So the first thing that you want to know is there's two different types of e-commerce. The first one is traditional e-commerce, and the second one that we have is drop shipping e-commerce. And with traditional e-commerce, you have to buy the bulk products to start with. So that's what I was doing here in the photo. I was actually had to purchase all these from China, import them into Australia, and then pay taxes on them, and all these different insurances and stuff. And then I used to have to pay to actually get these packaged. It was just a lot of wasted money and time. And it was a lot more risky because you had to buy all the products first to even start with. But then I came across drop shipping e-commerce, and that is so much better. What we actually do with this is we act as a middleman, and when someone purchases from our website, we send it directly from the supplier. And why this is so good is low risk. Okay, we don't have to put money up front. If you're like me and you want to start a business, obviously you want to put as little money up front as possible so you can actually have more money behind you to actually grow the business. And if you look at the different models here, this is the traditional e-com model. So if we have a consumer, they go to our online store or our website, they purchase the product from the supplier, and then the supplier sends it back to us, and then we have to go ship it to the customer. So again, not the most efficient model. And if we look at the drop shipping model, which is the one that is optimal to start with, and we have a customer that goes and purchases from an online store, which is our store, and then the supplier ships the product directly to the customer. So we can sit back, we don't have to waste our time sending all the products off, we don't have to pay all these taxes and all this risk. So that's why drop shipping is definitely the best business to do. And when it comes to looking at what it takes to get started, that's what we're going to cover now. So there's a 6-figure checklist that I put together, and these are the main things that you need if you want to start this business. So I've done this many times. I've helped a lot of people do it as well. And I'm going to make sure that if you follow these things, you're not going to make any mistakes. You're going to be at an advantage because usually you don't learn these things. It takes actually doing it to learn all these things that could go wrong. So I'm going to cover them in this video. So firstly, let's look at your product. We want to get our product from AliExpress.com, and AliExpress is basically like a wholesale supplier. So just a website, there's all different categories here, and it's like a big warehouse or a big company that have all these different suppliers that supply products. So if I click women's clothing, there might be 100,000 different suppliers that sell different types of women's clothing, and then we want to just work with one supplier. Okay, so if we come back here, this is where we get the product from. And the sale price of the product, we want to be selling it for $20 to $50. And that's because a product at this price range is it's an impulse buy. You know, people won't have to go do all the research for hours, check reviews out for weeks. When they do buy this, it's only a small amount of money, $20 to $50. And then that is how we actually make the profits, by doing volume. So we do a lot. Even though we make a small amount each product, if we do volume, that's how we actually scale. It's important that the product solves a problem. Very, very crucial. So if we look at some of the biggest companies out there, it was like the teeth whitening trend, the IPL device trend, and all the face care companies. Alia Skin was another one. The reason why these companies went so well was simply because they solved the big problem. Appearance is confidence, which is very important to people. So teeth whitening. Why teeth whitening went really well is a dentist charges so much money. It's so inconvenient to go to a dentist and get ripped off when you can get a teeth whitening kit that does a similar thing. With the IPL hair device, convenience. So solving the problem of having to go get laser every few weeks, because you got this device, you can just use it at home. So if it solves the problem, then it's really good. And you want to make sure that the product isn't available locally. So if you want to go up to your local Bunnings warehouse, Kmart, or if you're in the US, if you want to go to Walmart, you want to make sure that you can't find the products there. So they want to be unique, and usually something that the person that you're actually selling the product to hasn't seen before. And then after we get the product, we want to make sure that the supplier we work with is a good supplier. So we want to check out their reviews. You can check out all the reviews on AliExpress. It's pretty simple. And we want to negotiate with the supplier and try to get the prices cheaper. So whatever the prices normally are, don't just accept them. We want to try to negotiate and get them cheaper. And we can actually use software to automate the delivery of the product. So that's what I was just previously stating when I showed you how this works. And I've actually drawn a diagram. So a customer comes to our website after seeing maybe an advertisement or some type of marketing. They come to our website and then they purchase the product. And then we use specific automation tools to actually send communication to the supplier. And then the supplier will actually ship the product to the customer, and then we can just auto charge that here. So it's an automated process. Why I like this process is I believe that business is about freedom. It's not about working 12, 15 hours a day. It's about having freedom. And to have freedom, you have to find a business that you can streamline, that you can systemize, that you can automate, so you don't have to be there and trade your time for money. That's the most important thing. So again, go visit AliExpress, just start looking at the random categories there. And yeah, you'll get an idea of some of the things that people can sell from there. All right, next, it's important that you actually register your business. My top advice is to ask your accountant. They're going to give you the best advice. But look, if you are in Australia, you do have two options. So you can register the business as an ABN sole trader, or you can register that as a PTY Ltd company. So they're your two options. It's important to come up with a generic business name. And this is important because what if you want to branch out later? What if the first product you decide to change something up? You want to make sure that you're not stuck with one name forever. So if you're doing an online business, I would call it a generic name. So it could be like online business, and then you can just do that, or you can do whatever your surname is. So Lepre Enterprises could be one that I would do. Lepre Media. I'm just thinking of different ideas. So keep it generic. Online business. Maybe not online business, but just keep it generic. Okay, maybe your surname and just another name after that. Okay, so there's other things that you can do. If it's just your initials, so mine might be ML Media, ML Projects, ML Foundations. So whatever you want to do, I think the best thing is to do that generic, just so that gives you options later to actually be open to doing other businesses, other products. You don't want to just call, if you have the idea to do a skincare company, you don't want to call your business skincare something straight away. We want options for the future, and that's going to save you money. Once you do start making money, then you can re-register it as something specific later. And what I actually did here is when I registered my businesses, all I did was I went to Google, I typed in register ABN, and then I just clicked this link here. So this is only if you're in Australia. You notice that in Google, these ones are actually ads. So don't click any of the ones that say ad. They're just trying to make extra money off you. Make sure you click the one that says .gov.au. And if you're in the US or if you're in another country around the world, then this could be a concern as well. So make sure that when you just type in Google register business, you don't want to click the ads. And now it comes down to banking. Banking is very important. So I would really advise that you open a separate bank account for this and keep all the expenses, all the incoming and all the outgoing transactions in that one bank account. And also you want to get yourself a card. Whenever you buy anything that could actually relate to business, whether it's buying a laptop, a computer, a microphone, whether it's a desk, whether it's you're paying your rent so you can work from home, all these things can be claimed on tax. So make sure that you speak to your accountant and you talk to them about all the different things that you can claim. You can claim your mobile for internet, you can claim your phone. So that's very important. And accounting. So being successful in business isn't just about making money. It's about being able to keep track of everything, look at your numbers, analyze things, and make predictions. So it's very important that you get your accounting right. Your accountant can help you out. But ultimately, you want to keep track of all expenses in a Google spreadsheet and update that either weekly or monthly. That's one option. That's for free, obviously. But if you want to pay for a software such as Xero, that's an accounting software which is going to make it a whole lot easier to track everything. And Xero is probably about $20, $30 a month, so it's not too bad. Again, it's all about systemizing things. Again, keep track of all receipts. So if you go shopping for books, pens, anything, keep track of that. And you can either keep track of the physical receipt, or you can just get your phone, take a photo of the receipt after you actually do get it, and then just throw the receipt away. But make sure that when you are actually doing it, you make sure that you always do it. You don't want to miss out, because it's going to just make it a lot harder when it comes down to tax time. And now we want to look at our domain. So for all of you that don't know what a domain is, the domain is this. So sometimes people call it a URL, a domain name, your website link. So that's this. So mine is ecomwarrioracademy.com. So that's what domain is whenever anyone refers to that. And we want to register a domain for our specific e-commerce store. So we've got a business, and that business can have 10 different stores. So we've already registered our generic business. Now we can basically look at the different names for the business. So when we are registering the business, we only, without exception, we only want a .com. Anything other than a .com for a dropshipping business, it's going to be seen as less reputable and people aren't going to trust it as much. And you notice, like, look at all the biggest companies in the world. Most of the time they are .com, google.com, facebook.com. So we want to look and be like the big companies out there when we are starting the business. And when we are on GoDaddy.com and we are registering the domain, we want to make sure that we select privacy on. And why that's important is that's going to basically allow people to not search up who the owner of the business is and stuff like that. So I really recommend that if you want to keep your business confidential and you don't want anyone to know that this is your store, then you can put the privacy on. And then you want to also create an email that matches the domain name. So for ecomwarrioracademy.com, the email that we created was contact@ecomwarrior.com. So it doesn't matter what you want to do. You can do info as well, or you can do hello@blah.com, or you can do your first name @blah.com. So it doesn't matter what you want to do there. Either one works. And something that's important is your logo. Like you've seen this everywhere. Every brand out there that you interact with has a logo. So I've got this drink here. The logo is Systema. Everything has a logo, and that's very important because the logo is a representation of the brand. It represents the beliefs, the values of that brand. So it's important that you actually do need a logo. My advice is to keep it simple. A lot of people try to make all these complicated, crazy looking logos that can't even fit anywhere, and they don't really look good. So keep it simple. Black and white is the best. The good thing about that is, let's just say that you choose a pink logo to start with, then it's going to be hard to match that color on all these other different colors. But if you start with either a black or a white logo, then later on you can just change the color depending on what you want to match that on with regards to the background color. So black and white is the best. If you want to add colors to it, 1 color or 2 colors max. I wouldn't recommend that you do more than that. And I'll show you in a second some examples. But whenever you have a logo, you want to make sure that it's more horizontal than it is vertical. So longer that way, and then shorter, so like a rectangle. You don't want anything that's tall like a bottle, just because it won't fit evenly. It's going to take up a bit too much room on the website. And yeah, a tip is to hire somebody from Upwork. They can make your logo for you pretty cheap, like $5-10. And something else that's a good idea is to study the competitors. So if you're starting a lipstick brand and you're thinking of a logo to create, go and research all the other successful beauty, makeup, and lipstick brands in the world. Get all their logos together and show that to the designer that will make your logo on Upwork.com. And tell them to model it and just tell them what you like about it and stuff like that. And that's it for the logos. And if we look at some examples of logos, on the right, these are big companies that are well known and credible. And what you can actually notice is they're simple. There's 1 or 2 colors. eBay has 4, which is just an exception, but very simple. They're all horizontal and 1 or 2 colors. So this is what we want to model for our logos. And if we look at this side, the bad ones, you definitely don't want to do anything like this. Way too much going on. The logos are more vertical than horizontal. I would never do a circle logo. Just in my experience, it's never worked out well. And yeah, way too much going on. So that's what you have to keep in mind. Study what's already working in the market. Look at your competitors, look at their logos, and just model your one off them, and keep simplicity in mind. And now going on to the platform. So what are we actually going to use to sell the products? And that is the platform. Our website is actually hosted on a platform. Okay, so we register our domain with GoDaddy, and then we want to host our e-commerce store and our website on a platform that can sell it. So there's a lot of different ones out there. There's Magento, I think, BigCommerce, Shopify, WordPress, WooCommerce. So there's a lot of different ones out there, but we're going to focus on Shopify. It's quick, it's simple, it's fast, it's easy to get a website built on, and there's a lot of great apps that can actually help with sales. And it's definitely the best platform for processing and fulfilling orders for drop shipping. Again, I'm all about simplicity and just having things that are streamlined, easy, effective. And that's exactly what Shopify is. And now if we look at traffic. So for most of you, you've probably never even heard of the term traffic with regards to online business and stuff. So this basically refers to getting people to visit your website. It's more like a general term. And the way that we actually do that is using Facebook and Instagram ads. So this is paid marketing. We spend money, we give Facebook money to show our ads to people that are going to likely buy our products. There's a lot of other different ad platforms that you can do. You can do Snapchat, YouTube, Pinterest. But again, we want to keep our focus on just Facebook and Instagram. They're the most effective, and that's what's going to get us the best results. And as I said, we want to get targeted people to our website. And marketing is all about showing the right product to the right people. So with Facebook, if we're selling, let's just say, a thing of lip gloss, we don't want to show that to old 60-year-old men because it's going to be a waste of money. We're not going to get the return on investment or the return on ad spend. We want to show that lip gloss to a 18 to 30-year-old girl that might be interested in cosmetics or Kylie Jenner and things like that. Let's look at these ways that Facebook actually knows how to show your thing to people. So Facebook does interest-based targeting. So if people are interested in specific apps, movies, public figures, or have specific hobbies, we can target them based on their shopping behavior, their browsing behavior. And what that means is if somebody, let's just say a business owner is using Xero for accounting, we can target the app Xero with Facebook ads, and we're going to show him our ad. If, for example, if a girl was following Kylie Jenner and she was interacting with her Instagram, then we could show ads to people that are interested in Kylie Jenner, and you'd probably show it to that girl. We can also show ads to people based on age, so we can choose how old they are. Location, we can target specific states. So if I want to target just Sydney, if I wanted to target California as a state, we could just target ads to show to people only in those areas. And again, gender, we can either do male or female there. And what the cool thing about this is, it saves a lot of money. If we have a product that we know is specifically for girls, we're not going to show that to men. We're going to really focus that on women, especially when it's the impulsive buyers are like this. But again, there's some products for women that you could target to their partners in a relationship to buy for them. So it gets really complex when you really get into it. And let's look at some examples of ads as well. So here's an ad from Thrive Cosmetics. Basically, it looks like some type of balm that you put on your lips or your face. And this is their ad. So this is what you would actually see scrolling down your feed. And I assume they're targeting this ad to females, which are basically in their 20s to 30s. And it's a video ad. So if you click that, you can go buy the product. And that's how that works. So you'll see the little sponsored thing here. And that means that somebody's actually paid for that ad to be in front of you. Again, here's another ad. So they're selling sneakers. So yeah, this could be targeting anyone. You don't know specifically. But again, it looks like there's some decent interaction on these ones. And again, some more ads. So these are glow-in-the-dark underwear. So we've had a lot of students that have actually made over $100,000 in a few months selling clothes. So this might be a unique thing that you could test. And here we've got a handbag. Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory there. And basically, when we are running traffic and actually running people to our website with paid marketing, we want to make sure that we're using a desktop or a laptop. It's very inefficient on a mobile. So if you want to really get serious about starting a business, buy a laptop. It can be secondhand. It doesn't have to be brand new. And again, as I was saying, when we use Facebook ads, we are targeting people that are most likely to buy our product. The better that we can get the targeting, that means that it's going to be lower costs in ads and we can make more money back. So again, if we're selling our lip gloss, we might want to target Kylie Jenner, Sephora, or Huda Beauty. But if we're selling sports gear, we might want to target Nike, Adidas. We might target specific sport athletes. We might target different apps that people would use that were interested. So we might target fitness apps, movies. So if there's any sports movies, so maybe if you're selling boxing gloves, you might want to target people interested in Rocky the boxing movie. So that's how that works. And you really just have to think about the perfect person that you're selling to. What would they be interested in? What apps would they use? What movies would they watch? Where would they visit? What are their hobbies? What clubs are they associated with? What magazines do they read? What books do they read? And once you really get a list of all the interests of the person, that is what you're going to actually use for the Facebook targeting. And that's it, guys. So that is basically a complete checklist of all these important things that you need to get right if you want to be successful in e-commerce. All right, guys. So thank you so much for watching. If you want more support, or if you want to just get on the phone for a chat to see if we can help you, then the best thing to do is click the link or the button below this video, fill in that form, and either myself or my team will give you a call. And yeah, we'll have a chat from there and see if we can help you start a business. All right, take care.